Hello girls, my name is Ariel Ernesto Pleites Valdez. I'm a student from La Universidad Católica del Salvador. I want to tell you that it's really important to be here with you. This is the first time that I'm going to be teaching a group, so I'm really happy for that reason. The topic that we are going to be studying is future expressing different degrees of certainty. Have you already heard something about this topic? Not yet? Okay, we are going to study it. But before starting this topic, we are going to play a game, which is called How Many Clothes Do You Remember? Okay, this is really simple. I'm going to show you a picture with some clothes. What you're going to have to do is to try to remember as many clothes as you can. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. For example, 1, 2, okay? But I'm going to give you 5 seconds. I recommend you to have a notebook with you and a pencil or a pen, because you're going to have to write as many clothes as you remember. This is a kind of exercise to get the enough energies to study the topic, to develop the lesson. So, do you have a notebook? Not yet? So take it. Stop the video and take a notebook and a pencil. Do you already have the notebook? Okay, I'm going to show you the picture for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, time is over. How many clothes do you remember? How many clothes have you written in your notebook? That's good. You did it good. So let's start with the topic. Okay, welcome students. We're going to have a brainstorm about the ideas you have about this topic. So, what is a degree of certainty? If you want, stop the video and think a little bit about this question. Okay, you already thought, you already stopped the video. So, let's discover what the degrees of certainty for the future are. Yes, because don't forget, these degrees of certainty are for future. Yes, for future. Okay, let's start. The degrees of certainty are will be, going to be, will probably be, is probably going to be, probably isn't going to be, will definitely be, and maybe. Okay, there is something really important here, which is if you pay attention here, this is negative, right? Isn't. And there is a contraction here. So we're going to find out some examples in some minutes, and you are going to realize why I have told you this, the contractions. Okay, let's continue. Let's divide the degrees of certainty for the future by percentages. The first one is 50%, 75%, 100%. Okay, when I say percentage, this means the probability something happens. For example, if I say, I will be a good teacher, there is a 50% that happens or that doesn't happen. And if we are a little bit more sure, we are going to use the degrees of certainty for the future, but with the 75%. In this case, will probably be, is probably going to be, is probably not going to be, probably won't be, and so on. And if we are really sure, if we are pretty sure something is going to happen, we are going to use the 100%. Okay, if you want, stop the video and write all these sentences, all these words. Did you already write them on your notebook? Okay, let's continue. we are going to see, or we are going to study some examples about the 50%. Okay, as I told you, example. Okay, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you see that picture? It is like that person doesn't know where to go, right? That person is lost. So I have created some examples about this picture. As you can see, he will take the correct decision. Okay, there is a 50% that happens or that doesn't happen. As I told you, he will take the correct decision. Maybe he will take the correct decision, or he won't take the correct decision. There is a 50%, as I told you. And the other one that we can use is maybe he will be lost. Okay, why didn't I write maybe after he? For example, maybe, or no, for example, he maybe will be lost. It sounds good, but it is not correct. The correct way to write this is maybe at the beginning, as you can see here, maybe at the beginning, then the rest of the sentence. What will happen if I write, will he take the correct decision? The structure is not correct, first of all. Then the sentence is going to be totally wrong. So let's continue with the 75%. The example, okay, can you see the picture? Yes, right? Okay, there is something with a lot of money. So let's see the examples. He will probably be happy for life. He is probably going to be happy for life. He is probably not going to be happy for life. The economy probably won't be a problem in his life. He probably isn't going to be happy for life. Okay, do you remember the contraction? Okay, we are going to continue here. Do you remember the contraction? Okay, this is a contraction. Won't, which is as if we said will not. The contraction is won't. Okay, as you can see, here we have the same sentence. The third one and the fifth one is the same, but if you pay attention, is before probably and not is after probably. And then over here we have isn't after probably. Why? Because the word not is always going to be after the adverb, which is in this case is probably. So if there is a contraction, it's going to be after the adverb. You don't have to forget that. Where is it going to be? Before or after the adverb? Yes, after the adverb. That's good. In some seconds or in some minutes, we are going to have more exercises. Okay, I almost forgot that if you want, you can stop the video and you can type, or if you can write the examples in your notebook. It's a kind of recommendation for you. So the 100% examples. Okay, here we have the examples. Everyone in the world is going to die one day. Okay, this is a really sad example, but it's true. That's the only thing that we have or that we are sure that's going to happen. So everyone in the world is going to die one day. Yes, I will definitely die one day. As you can see, we are using definitely. Definitely means the 100%. We are sure that that's going to happen. So When we are sure something is going to happen, we can use definitely. And it is always going to be after will. So you can see here. My life is definitely going to end one day. Yes. My life is, then we have definitely, and then going to, and then the rest of the sentence. But what happens with the contraction? As I told you in the previous examples, the contraction is always going to be after the adverb. In this case, probably, in this case, is definitely. My life definitely isn't going to last forever. Do you notice about it? Yes, right. It's really simple to understand. You have to remember that practice makes perfect. So, if you are practicing in your notebook, if you are writing the sentences or the examples that I'm presenting to you in your notebook, you are going to learn easier. So, the last example, my life definitely won't last forever. As you can see here, the contraction is after the adverb, definitely. And there is something really important in the first example. Is going to means the 100%. Okay, if you want, stop the video and write the examples in your notebook. Okay, say the future degree of certainty for each sentence. This is a kind of exercise for you. I'm going to present to you the sentences and you are going to have to try to guess, or maybe you are going to give the answer according to your opinion of the percentage each sentence has. So let's start. My mother is definitely going to be my biggest love. Okay, this is the example that I'm giving you. Do you believe this is 100%, 75%, or 50%? Is it 50%? Yes? No? Is it 75? Yes? No? It is 100%. Why? Because of this word. If you remember, definitely is always going to be for the 100%. Okay, this was the example. Right now, you are going to have to continue. What is this? Is it 50, 75, or 100%? Yes, 75%. It's okay. Let's continue. They will be late again. Is it 50 or 75 or 100? Yes, 50. Yes, that's good. Let's continue. Definitely the day isn't going to be beautiful. Okay, 100. My friend won't probably go to the party. Okay, girls, is there something wrong here? Do you remember that I told you that the contraction is always going to be after the adverb? Yes, this is wrong. Excellent, you did it okay. 75%, but the sentence is wrong. So here we have the correct sentence. Probably my friend won't go to the party. This is okay, because first we have the adverb, then the name, and then the contraction. And this is 75? Yeah, 75 because of the adverb, probably. Okay, let's continue. Maybe. What's maybe? 75, 50, or 100? Yes, 50. Okay, let's continue. Practice time, girls. So we're going to practice. As I told you, practice makes perfect. So time to correct mistakes. this is going to be an exercise for you. If you want, you can stop the video and you are going to be able to correct the mistakes in these examples. Did you already correct them? If you want, you can go back to the previous examples, to the previous information, and you can take advantage of it. So, let's continue. Create examples according to the pictures. Okay, here you're going to have to create some examples. If you want, you can create 2 examples per each picture. But don't forget that you have to use 50%, 75%, and 100%. It's really important, girls. Okay, with the cell phone, with that beautiful house, with the pupusas. Oh, come on, they are really delicious. And with the weather of the last picture. I'm going to give you an example. Okay. The weather definitely is going to be bad. Is it okay? Yes, right? Because probably there will be a big raining. So there will be raining, I mean. You can continue with the rest of the pictures. Okay, did you already finish with the pictures? Here we have another examples. So you are going to have to create 3 examples per each degree of certainty for the future, remember. 3 with 50%, another 3 examples with 75%, and another 3 examples with 100%. On your notebook, please. These examples, you have to remember, these examples have to be according to your daily life. For example, I'm going to give you an example with the 50%. Okay, this is a really sad example, but it's just an example. Okay, I will be graduated from the university. This is a 50% example because I don't know if I'm going to be graduated or not. So, continue with the other examples. You can do it, girls. Please, come on. You have to remember that if you practice, you are going to learn this topic and this is going to be really useful for you in the future. Believe it or not, it's going to be really, really useful. So, thank you for your attention. Take care.